Hey everybody, it's Shama with Girls and Geese. I'm the program director here. I am super excited. We have a wonderful guest coming on with us today, none other than Gezary Matuda. If you guys haven't been following us already and keeping up to date, go to girlsandgeese.com, go to our events. You can find out what's going on there. We got Gezary with us. Coming on. How are
Hey,
you
Sarah.
doing? Hey, how are you?
Everything good?
Oh, good. Glad to hear. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you being on with us today and taking the opportunity to
Sure.
talk.
It's always
So,
my pleasure. You know how I always support Girls and Geek and how you guys always support me too. So I'm
oh,
glad.
awesome. No, you're the best. It means so much. So, I wanted to take this opportunity for everybody listening and watching to get to know you a little bit. And yeah, I know you have trained jujitsu a lot, you've competed a lot. It probably is your whole life. But what do you enjoy doing outside of jujitsu? Is there anything that you like doing? I know it's hard.
Yeah, for a long time was nothing. Like my answer gonna be like, no, I just do jiu-jitsu. And for real, like I spent so long inside the mats. Was like morning, I come home, I eat, take a nap, back to the gym to teach, and that was my life for like 10 years, from the past 10 years. But now, like I start to figure out I can do like much more outside. I like to snorkel. I like to travel. I like to meet new people, have a good conversation, stay with my family.
Nice. I know. I see your Instagram. I'm very jealous of your Instagram photos. When I see, oh, she's in Bali. Oh, she's over in India.
Yeah, I love to travel.
Yeah, you inspired me to take my trip that I was supposed to take to
Did you
Bali,
went?
but
You went to Bali?
I was supposed to, remember, and then the pandemic happened. I was supposed to leave in March, and then here we
Good.
are.
You happen. It will happen in the perfect time.
Yes, yeah. Well, and I got to be home. I'm in Hawaii, so that's nice. So
Yeah.
paradise.
Yeah.
I can't go
I'm gonna
wrong there.
visit you soon.
Yes. Always welcome. We have
Hey
to get you
Bear, what's
to.
up, Bear?
So what is something that people out there don't know about you? Something that maybe you haven't shared publicly that you'd like to share with us today.
Yeah, I love you when you send me the questions. And I think the first question was like, who is Gezary? Né? Like, who is Gezary? Like, first thing is this. My name, my real name is Gezary. Nobody
Ah,
knows because in America, everybody calls me Gezary. And I kind of like it, it's much easier because my name is not common in Brazil too. So all the time when they say Gezary, everybody like, what? And I have to repeat, so everybody here call me Gigi, or Gezary. And I think it was beautiful. So now when somebody asks my name, I always say Gezary.
See, that's how I knew you as.
Gezary, yeah. But like this is one thing, like this is my name, yeah. Like, but the question when you told me like who is Gezary is something so much deeper, and it's like very hard to define in like one word. Maybe 3 4 years ago, I'm gonna describe me. I'm 5 times world champion. As I always say, like, oh, who you are? I'm 5 times jiu-jitsu world champion. It's when you meet somebody like you, like, oh, what are you doing? Like your job, or I'm a teacher, or I work for the government, or I do something. But like when you ask who you really are, like I don't care about what your job is. I want to know you. It's like something so much deeper, and it's like hard to answer. Took me a few years to kind of start to figure out who I really am, not only like the jiu-jitsu world champion, like a beast on the mats, but I figure out I'm like much more.
What you're saying is like so many times our accomplishments, we look at our accomplishments to define who we are, you know, like I'm Shama, I run Girls and Geese, like, you know, same thing, that's who
I'm
we are.
sorry, 5 times world champion.
Exactly.
And then like I was like, okay, and when like I don't fight anymore, when like somebody win like the next world title, you know, I'm not gonna be winning forever. And this is how it starts to hit me hard. I'm like, oh my god, no, I have to win. I can lose. Like people love me because I'm a world champion. And after I lost, I think 3 years ago, no, for Talita, like was a tough fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that fight, I was like putting so much pressure on me. Like I have to win, I have to win. I'm already 3 times world champion. I won like my number 4 as a black belt, and people expected this to me. And when I didn't got, I received so much more love from people that when like I was winning like year and year, and that was like surprised me. And
Mm-hmm.
and this was this time when this question came to me, like who you are besides jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start like my deep diving in myself, so I start to understand better my feelings, and it's amazing. I still like on the process.
I think that's what it is. I think we learn who we are, and that changes as we grow, right, through
Yeah,
life. So, like next time you could be something else or something. You know, we can reinvent who we are. That's the beauty
exactly.
of this world.
I think the beauty of this process is not you know like who you are, but you start to break the people who you thought you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like before I'm like, I know who I am, I know my values, people love me, I'm a good friend, I'm a world champion. But then later you're like, okay, beside this, that's it. Like one day I think the light click on you and you realize that there's nothing, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
sounds like huge because it was something that I was dreaming, but my whole life I always dream about like to be a world champion, black belt, you know, and I want to show people how good I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you hit that, you expect something more, you know, and this is the beauty of the life. Like you always have to be changing and looking for more things, and
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
this is your purpose.
Exactly.
Hi, Brazil.
I know you're getting love from all around the world here.
Uh,
Guatemala,
my
Brazil.
fans are so amazing. Like we are so connected, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the with how horrible things have are right now with the pandemic. It really is connecting us in a lot of ways that we weren't before because we were like, oh, I go to work, I go to the academy, I go home, I go to work, I go to, you know, and so like we would outside of our bubble, we didn't have that connection, you know.
Exactly. Not only this outside connection, but we don't have the connection with ourselves. I know
Exactly.
people freaking out to be home alone. Like I know it's good to have your friends, and of course I miss my friends, I miss my jiu-jitsu people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cannot handle yourself by yourself, with yourself, like how you can handle the world, you know, like it's
Mm-hmm.
so much beauty inside you that, and we have the opportunity to know us better now.
Absolutely. No, for sure. So you talked about, you know, our identities and how what defines it. What at what point did you realize that jujitsu is going to be my life? I want to teach, I want to compete, I want to live the jujitsu lifestyle.
I think it was like opposite. Jiu-jitsu choosing me, you know, like since I was kid, I know I'm gonna be a fighter. You know, like I have this fire inside me, and but I always want to be like a Muay Thai fighter. And then, like in the mirror, everything, I jumped in a jiu-jitsu fight and I lost. Of,
Mm.
of course, yeah. Most of my growth was on the fights that I lost, I lose.
Mm-hmm.
And after this loss, I put in my mind like, okay, now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna learn this, and I'm gonna come back to rematch. You know, I wanna beat the champion, and this how it started, and I never stopped. This was in 2004.
Mm-hmm. Did you
And
start
then,
jiu-jitsu in Brazil or in the U.S.? Okay.
I came to America when I was purple belt. So then I won like Pan Ams and worlds as purple, brown, and black.
Nice.
But I always knew was something like that I loved so much that my soul was so into this, you know, like I was doing jiu-jitsu, obsessed about jiu-jitsu, and there is like no other option, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew all the time that I'm gonna achieve my goals. That was like not a problem. But after when you hit 1, 2, 3, you start to ask yourself, okay, what is next? What do you want more?
Yeah.
And that question was not even me that I did. But after my third world title, my sponsor, Bear, he always asked me, like, gee, what's next? And I'm like, no, next year I'm going to win again, and now I'm going to do better. And I always wanted to prove how good I was and how can I do better, you know, to represent the brand. And he was the one who started like, gee, I think you have to start to think about something else, you know, like you're just doing jiu-jitsu, you just talk with jiu-jitsu people, and the world is so big, you have so many opportunities. I'm like, I don't have time. Very sorry, I don't have time. You know, like I only want to do jiu-jitsu. This is my passion. And it took me a while to understand that jiu-jitsu is like a big part of my life, but it's not everything. Jiu-jitsu is the way how I express myself, how I connect with my body, how I connect with people. But jiu-jitsu is what makes me my light bright to the world.
Yeah.
You know? And
Absolutely.
when you only think about to be a champion, you put it too much just to yourself, just to your ego, you know, and it took me a while to realize what I love besides jiu-jitsu, you know, and I didn't like nothing. I did biology on high school and on university, but I never work on. I love the animals. And then I thought like, oh, maybe I start to work with biology. And I'm like, no, I really like jiu-jitsu. I miss my gi. But when I start to teach people, then everything clicks. This is what I like to do. I love to teach. I love to talk. I love to inspire the girls. You know, I kind of see everything they passing through right now. I already like passed through, so it's like a good connection and it's a good way to help everybody. That makes me
Absolutely. I think you inspire a lot of people. Like for sure. I think it's not just the women you work with in your academy and that you teach teach jujitsu to. I think it's a much bigger. You've left a big impact on jujitsu, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my goal, Shama. I want to bring jiu-jitsu wherever I go. I want to like not bring just this I'm tough, I'm badass, I'm a world champion. You know, like I want to bring the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. Like jiu-jitsu is a beautiful sport that you can learn so much when you train jiu-jitsu, and I think everybody should do. Jiu-jitsu is for everybody, any age, any size. You know, like we all the same inside the mats, and this is my purpose now in jiu-jitsu.
That's good. That's good. And I think what you're talking about too, as far as, I think it's a natural progression in our jujitsu journey where, somebody described it as kind of a seductive mistress. You fall in love with jujitsu. It kind of like entices you and it takes over your whole world, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of pull back and go, oh, maybe this shouldn't be just it's a small little world. There's a whole big world out there with all these other things that I can incorporate into my life. So
exactly.
it's good to hear you say that because I think a lot of people struggle with that, especially when they kind of realize that maybe my competition career is kind of, I need to transition. I need to move. So it's nice to hear somebody like you say that, because I know even for me in my journey, I had the same thing. And that's why I started doing Girls and Geese, because I would compete. And then I got hurt. And then I was like, well, it's time to move, So I'm glad that you found teaching, because that's important.
Yeah, it's important. And I think like Jiu-Jitsu is a perfect sport that you start to know yourself. You start to know your body. You start to know who you are, how you act on struggles positions, how you act when you tap so many times for one person, how you act when you tap somebody else. So it's like Jiu-Jitsu show a lot your personality and who you are.
Absolutely. And you realize who you are. You learn about it, You learn your strength, how strong you are. So many things. So moving forward, what are some of your goals moving forward? Now, I know teaching is a big one. Is there anything else that you kind of have as like a goal in sight that you want to look forward to?
Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, like I was talking with a lot of black belt girls, and we are like talk about like how the girls are growing in Jiu-Jitsu and how like we can work on to bring more and more girls to Jiu-Jitsu, and I think we are doing a great job, but we are not there yet. Like we have a long way, and if you stay here, sit down and watching and wait for them to invite us. Emily always tell me that, like, Audrey, we're never going to be invited. We have to go. We have to break the rules. Every time you see a girl on the mat, she's breaking the whole rules, like, we have to get this girl and make her stay and bring in more, because for so long we was like only me on the mats, only you on the mats, and when the girl come, we don't take care of this girl, they leave. So it's like much more than just get the girls and like for hard time and beat they up, if you do that with a girl, they never more gonna come back. So how can we keep more girls inside the mat with us, enjoy like the in class? I don't like to like say about like girls class or guys class, or girls has to be separate than the boys. I think we are the same, and we deserve to be on the same room as the boys. But the girls who is there already, we have to find a way to keep the girls who's coming.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
My goal.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, and of course, like a lot of people wanted to know, like, oh, gee, you're gonna keep fighting. I should fight towards these years, but you see, like, the universe
not happening.
I guess like the universe saying, gee, stop and go do what you have playing on your mind. Because all the time when I fight words, and I've been fighting words from the past 10 years. So it's the first 6 months until the word, my life is only Jiu-Jitsu. I only live for that day, so I don't pass Christmas and New Year's with my family from the past 10 years. Because I know if I'm in Brazil, I'm going to be on vacation, I have no train, and I have Pan Ams in March, and I have Worlds in June. So my decision was always focus on words on the first 6 months of the year. Mm-hmm. And then the other 6 months, I was teaching seminars, camps, traveling, and then I never had time to do what I want. And I guess this year was like, okay, now we have time to do, so let's move.
You got a lot of time to do.
Yeah, but
it's good.
Like, my coach is here, Jonathan Gurgel. He like, you should fight. he knows inside me, and I'm always open to fight. I love to fight like Polaris, tournaments. I like to submission only rules, and I'm sure like I always think about words, but when it starts to come close to the words, I probably fight again because it's inside me, and it's gonna make me feel alive. I love the feeling. I love the people. I like the way how I fight, and is what I told you. I learned so much more about myself when I put myself on these kind of situations. And probably you guys gonna see me fight.
Yay. So yeah, I'd love to see you do some. I mean, I know the times are crazy right now. It's hard to even get training in to do some of these
Yes.
you know, fight to win and stuff that are actually doing stuff. I imagine it's difficult. People are having to be creative, right? How they train, but it would be amazing to see you back on that big stage again.
Yeah. So like here in Florida, few gyms are open, but I'm a home size smart. I'm not training in the gym. You know, like Florida is pretty bad right now, so I decided to stay a little bit more. And I'm doing my own training at home, and I'm teaching many Zoom class, and it's amazing. It's like a new world, and it's like so much fun, you know. And it's amazing when I always ask, like, okay, somebody has any questions, and the girls with a big smile ask, like, when's the next? You know, so this makes me feel so happy and so good, so grateful. And I guess this is what we're gonna keep doing forever.
Yeah. What is some of the, you know, I mean, you've done so much in your jiu-jitsu journey, and you have experiences of being in Brazil and here in the States. What is some of the best advice that you've ever gotten?
The advice that
Somebody.
I think the best. When's the next? My student says, all right. Saturday now, we're gonna do no, the other Saturday, not tomorrow, girls in gi, and the following Saturday we start with the regular group class. But yeah, you can do this next girls in gi. It's gonna be cool. Many girls, yes, Shama.
Yeah, it's August 15th, you guys. You can check it out at girlsandgeese.com.
It's gonna be amazing. Girls power. I love it.
It's gonna be great.
So come back to your questions. The best advice that took me a long time to understand. I think one was Jonathan's, my coach, Taga. He always say, like, gee, just have to be you. Like, go there and do your best, have fun. You know, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Because when you put pressure on yourself, you create expectations. These expectations make nothing, just hold you back. You know? But when you believe so much in what you do, when you love so much what you do, you're so connected to your body, and you created the perfect moment to realize, and this is where the miracles happen, you know. So the only thing you have to do is prepare. You have to be ready, because when the moments get it there, you have to be ready. Otherwise, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, well, it was such a pleasure talking with you, Gezary, or G. How do you say your name? How do you say your name correctly?
Gezary.
Gezary. Gezary.
Hard.
Kind of.
Gezary.
Gezary.
But like, I love G and I love Gezary. Like, if somebody asks my name now, I say Gezary. I feel like it's me now, Gezary.
Well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the 15th. I hope all of you guys watching can join us. We're going to get to learn some amazing skills from none other than Gezary Matuda. So,
World champion. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Shama. Thank you, guys. Thank you, girls and gi. And I hope to see you all Saturday. Let's have fun. Let's stay together. Let's move our body. You know, let's stay ready to get back to the gym. And it is what it is, guys. Stay strong. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
See you later. Bye, guys.